Gordon looking benevolent is a rare moment, but nonetheless a true one. Now, the software systems that we built based on conversation theory had some interesting aspects to them. This was a part of a contract for the UK Admiralty that was also supported by the US Army, where you have a user trying to interact with a domain, and they have this whole support system, architecture, technology, software environments. And the gist of this sort of scenario play-by-play is that sensors bring data in from the domain, but the interpretation of that data is, of course, subject to the user's point of view. And if this system is going to support the user's perspective, then it has to know what that is before it can act. And the gist of the idea here was the system, the software, participated in the construction of a reality on behalf of the user. To put it another way, if the user asked to see something on the display, the system would say, okay, but first I need to know what you mean by that. So it would take no action without some sense of what the mental model of the user was. And this was the basis of a long-term contract that Gordon and I did. This was a version of Thought Sticker. This was a training system, but with an interesting twist. Here it's multimedia, and you had a mouse, and you could move the mouse over the words in the way we do now that we're used to. In the days when we first built this in the early 80s, the first 45 minutes of the demo was, this is a mouse. When you move the mouse, the cursor moves on the screen. When the cursor goes over something that has information behind it, you can click and so on and so forth. But the gist of the way Thought Sticker worked was, much like the later embodiments, was if you clicked on the phrase object-oriented programming, you would get an explanation based on what you knew before, based on your conceptual style, and based on your aim or focus of the tutorial. If I clicked on the same thing, I should get a different answer because my prior knowledge would be different. My cognitive style would be different. So very much in the lineage of what Pask and Scott and many others worked on in the prior version.